going to read from you from the conclusions of the MPS Baker Tilly audit and response. Okay, number 3, conclusions.
Why don't you let us get to it?
I'm just going to read them. While the district MPS youth program has some policies, procedures, and controls in place, Audit Services Review concluded that 1. Comprehended standard operating procedures do not currently exist to effectively direct all activities of HR and MPS youth. 2. Programs do not currently exist for effective monitoring of students' progress in individual programs. 3. Controls over accurate tracking of payroll deductions and collections need to be strengthened. And 4. Partner, university, or colleagues' enrollment and invoice processes need improvement. Did the students that you talked to tell you that these 4 issues have been resolved?
I'm sorry, what exhibit are we on?
I haven't identified. I've just read out 4 conclusions here made by MPS.
Why don't you let her read it?
And I've asked you if those, because you told us earlier that members of the students from MPSU had come to you and said that things have changed, right?
Employees. Employees have referenced certain changes that have been made to the program.
Okay. And so the certain changes that I'm asking you about, are these, any of those changes fall within the 4 categories I just read out for you?
Now, can you go back to the categories? I have it in front of me.
Well, are you not able to read them now that you have it in front of you?
Why don't you tell her what you're reading from so she can go to it, then read it?
I just read it out.
Just be polite.
Sure.
And show her where you're reading from.
Do you see what I'm talking about?
No, that's what I'm asking.
Okay, so it says conclusions, and then there's 4 bullet points. You see that?
I see it now.
Okay. And so now are you able to tell me what changes that MPS made according to the employees that you heard from that resolve any of these 4 categories here?
So the first I'll say, just looking at the bottom, partner universities or colleges, enrollment and invoicing processes need improvement. I was made aware that the partner university piece had changed. Controls over the accurate tracking, I'm not aware of that. Procedures do not currently exist for effective monitoring. I don't know about that. Comprehensive standard operating procedures do not currently exist to effectively direct all activities. I was told that with the new partners and the new leadership that was happening. And so 2 of the 4 points I've been made aware of, but I can't speak on facts because I have not gone through it myself.
What MPS employees told you this?
The employees who were going through the program.
Can you identify them, please?
Out of protection of those employees, I will not mention their names, but if I'm not mistaken, recent graduates of the program now.
Why do those employees need protection?
Probably from you.
What an outrageous thing to say.
Oh, you're not going to contact them?
Wow, what an outrageous thing to say. So, let's be clear. I heard him testify that you were not going to give us the information that you've been asked to give us under oath because apparently Mr. Reardon is afraid that I'm going to contact them.
I didn't instruct her not to answer.
Yeah. What I will say is this. For all the reasons that we're here, other employees deserve that level of protection to ensure that they don't get to this place. And so I would be doing a disservice and causing more harm and actually confirming the allegations that have brought us here if I provided that information about those employees, because they've done nothing wrong besides inquire about something or reach out to bring something to board members' attention.
Sure. And just to follow up on that, has Teresa Falleron done anything wrong?
Check the form questions brought back. Go ahead and answer if you can.
I don't believe so.
Okay, whether she did anything wrong or not, she's still entitled to all witnesses' testimony, right?
And to that point, when she confided in me and shared certain things, I would not put her name out of protection of her, out of protection for her. I wouldn't speak her name publicly as you're asking me to speak others' names to jeopardize their safety and their security in the district. That's not right.
Okay, and when you're talking about safety and security, what are you talking about here?
Just protecting them from anything that could potentially happen.
Like retaliation, for example?
Any of that, yes.
Okay. So, one of the reasons that you're refusing to give evidence that you know, meaning the names of these witnesses, is because of fear of retaliation, right?
I am refusing to give that information because they confided in me to share things with me and bring things to my attention. However, they're not here in question, and so I refuse to give their names.
Okay.
I'm within my right to do so.
Why do you believe that?
Well, actually, I'm going to instruct her now not to answer that question because we have a protective order out there that has not been ruled on, and this information occurred after all the allegations of Ms. Folaron regarding discrimination.
Thank you for that testimony, Chris.
No, I'm explaining to you why I am making the objection.
That's called a speaking objection, sir.
So I'm instructing her not to provide the names of those individuals.
On what grounds?
I just told you.
And you're refusing to give me those names, is that right?
Yeah, because legally,
I'm instructing you not to do so.
Okay. Are there any other questions that I've asked you over the course of our deposition here today where you've withheld information because for protecting other people?
just respecting the process because legal counsel has been present. As mentioned earlier, attorney-client privilege. I have not given information. I have not been advised to do so, to respect those processes.
Okay. Now, do you believe that Teresa Folaron should be afraid of retaliation?
Just form question. Go ahead and vague, also speculation. Go ahead and answer.
I don't know that I can answer that. I don't know that I understand.
Okay. Are you afraid of retaliation for your testimony here today?
No.
Okay. The last one, I hope. Look at that. Can you identify this document?
Yes, vendor payment history.
Okay, and is that from Milwaukee Public Schools or somebody else?
It says Milwaukee Public Schools vendor payment history.
Okay, and you're a board director and responsible for approving these payments, right?
Yes, for approving the overall budget. This will be a decision made by AFP committee. And yeah.
Okay, and this indicates $489,707.68 paid by MPS to the Von Briesen Law Firm. Is that right?
These two combined, yes. That's what it says.
Okay, and this is a date, I've got May 19th of 2023. It looks like all of these dates are paid out on that date. That's awesome.
And there's multiple dates.
Okay. So again, with now going back to the question, this $480,000, do you believe that that is an incentive for Mr. Reardon's law firm to never finish its investigation into Teresa Folaron's internal complaints?
Objective foundation calls for speculation. Go ahead and answer if you can.
No, I do not believe that.
Why not?
Because the law firm has a job to do, and they have to produce, and we're gonna have to show something for. Yeah, I don't.
Well, do you think the fact that they failed to produce an investigation over in a year and a half reflects negatively on their performance?
I'm going to object. Foundation calls for speculation. Go ahead and answer if you can, if you know anything about any investigation or whatever.
I've been involved in legal matters. The last one taken 3 years. So I don't know that it has a time stamp on it. I can't speak to that,
Okay.
the time, but,
How often does Mr. Reardon report to the board?
well, this is fairly recent. I mean, in terms of this process, I don't know how to answer that. We've been in closed session twice.
Okay, so in the entire time that you've been on the board since 2021, Mr. Reardon has reported to the board twice. Is that right?
Mr. Reardon, I think I just met Mr. Reardon. I just met Mr. Reardon. I don't recall Mr. Reardon being in any executive sessions.
So when you say twice, what are you referring to?
Everything I was saying earlier today about the 2 times where this specific case or complaint was presented to the board.
Okay. Is there any other documents?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you should just keep going, get a court reporter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So,
just reading there. Yeah, she'll take care of that. That's mine.
I think we've already got this one already. This continued documentation of a toxic workplace at MPS.
What's the?
I don't have the number, that's why here it is.
6.
Thank you.
Good, I'll find it.
All right, so we're at the penultimate paragraph. You with me?
yes.
First page, Exhibit 6. Okay. Since obtaining legal counsel, it is clear that MPS has created purposeful barriers to my being able to further report on any ongoing or new issues that are occurring in the workplace as noted by the unprofessional conduct of Adria Magdaleni, Chief of Human Resources, who has a lengthy history of especially delayed response or no response even prior to my obtaining counsel. Epically delayed response. Did I read that part right? With that correction?
Yes.
Okay. And is that a true statement based on your knowledge and understanding?
Check the former questions. Broad and vague, also lacks foundation, calls for speculation. Go ahead and answer if you can.
It's in writing. It's what's presented in front of me.
Okay. And when it was presented to you on August 1st of 2022, what steps did you take between now and then to find out whether this is true or not?
Hire legal counsel to
Okay. And did the legal counsel tell you whether or not MPS had created purposeful barriers to Ms. Folleron being able to further report any ongoing issues or new issues?
I'm going to object to the question about legal counsel telling you anything and assert attorney-client privilege, so and instruct you not to answer.
Well, my question is, was the hiring of legal counsel, did that help you in figuring out whether or not MPS had created any purposeful barriers?
Same objection. Anything told you by legal counsel, any discussions that were held in closed session with legal counsel, attorney-client privilege, so I'm instructing you not to answer.
Can you refuse to answer that question?
I have been advised by our legal counsel.
Okay. So, and you've seen Ms. Folleron come to school board meetings with a whiteboard, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you've heard her speak at school board meetings, right?
Yes.
Okay. And she's forced to do that because MPS has created purposeful barriers to her being able to further report her complaints, right?
I'm going to object to the question being argumentative. Calls for speculation on the part of this witness as to Ms. Folleron's reasoning. But go ahead and answer if you can.
Excuse me. I forgot the question. I'm sorry. Can you ask again,
Can you please repeat it?
And she's forced to do that because MPS has created purposeful barriers to her being able to further report her complaints, right?
Same objection.
That's what's in the complaint.
Okay. And you reached out to Teresa Folleron to assist you with your efforts as a board member opposing the other board members, right?
I reached out to a lot of constituents to engage in coalition building to get stuff done in NPS.
Okay. And in those conversations you had with Teresa Falleron, did you say anything that wasn't true?
Check the form of the
I
question.
don't
Broad
recall
and vague.
everything that was said. I wasn't taking notes or recording it. And so I mean, that transcript is not in front of me. I know we've had conversations about concerns. We've had conversations about ideas, plans, things that need to be done. And as an elected official, not much has changed.
Have you said anything false to Teresa Falleron at any time?
Again, I'm objecting to the form of the question. It's broad and vague, calls for speculation.
I have no clue. I don't have any, like, you're asking a general question. I can't answer that without specifically knowing.
Do you sometimes say false things to constituents?
Check the form of the
No.
question. It's
No.
argumentative.
Okay, how about employees?
I don't
Same.
think so, no.
Okay, so would it be your habit to say things that are truthful to Teresa Falleron when you're speaking to her over the telephone?
I'd like to think I'm an honest person.
Okay. So if we had any sort of telephone call from you to her, everything that you would have said in there, generally speaking, would be true, right?
Check the form of the question.
It should be, yes.
Okay. And everything that you said to Matt Chasen on the recording you gave to Beverly Williams, all that's true, right?
The recording it was not directly to Beverly Williams in that way. That snippet specifically and some was played at a town hall, but all of that information has been shared, yes.
And is it true?
From what I recall, from what's discussed, absolutely.
Okay. Thank you. I have no more questions.
Right.
Oh, no,
Oh.
I've got one more.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I've got one more
There's two.
question.
They're very quick.
Oh, okay. Are you aware of Teresa Falleron raising the issue of the term Oriental being used by the MPS school board
I
on
want
various
to check.
documents?
That's been asked and answered a long time ago.
Maybe not by this witness, sir.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and answer.
Yes, I actually think she called me. Yeah, but I also remember the email, and I remember her sign at the board meeting.
Okay. And have you taken any action on that?
I didn't need to because the other board members beat me to it.
Okay. And do you recall her are you aware of her sending any emails to Chief Magdalene about removal from HR emails requesting for participation in religious games? You aware of that?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay.
Is that regarding the language Oriental?
So I'll just read this, and I think this is the last thing here. It says, Chief Magdalene, please remove my MPS work email from the December Diversions daily email listserv sent by the Office of Human Resources Manager. While I deeply appreciate and respect others celebrating their religious traditions and ceremonies, I do not believe it is appropriate for a public school human resource office that manages hiring, promotion, and termination to be sending out repeated and unrequested invitations to participate in overly religious and specifically Christmas-related activities. As a non-religious public school employee, it should not be assumed I celebrate Christmas. It should not be assumed that I would want to be included in the numerous HR emails asking me to use the word God, Jesus, angels, three kings, sinners, Noel, O Emmanuel, Christmas shopping, Advent, faith, Mary Mother of Jesus, Magi, church event, and Savior as part of the department's December games. I filed a complaint regarding the same matter in 2021 with Matt Chasen and Catherine Polas. I filed another complaint with the DWD in 2022. Yet I still receive daily/weekly December diversion emails. Recent requests asked me to list as many Christmas words as possible, to name the title song with lyrics that include God and sinners, or to locate the word Advent in a Christmas word search. These type of activities are not inclusive and they do not celebrate our diverse employees. Are you aware of Ms. Falleron making such a complaint?
Not that one. I don't recall that one.
Okay. I think this is the final one. Here, we'll just show you that. And then we'll be done.
Do you just want to submit these for the record?
No.
Okay.
With this other. All right. And that's the email that I just read from you, and it has your email address on it, right?
Oh, well, yep, December. Yeah, I definitely haven't gotten to this. Yeah, so there you have it.
Okay. And is there something funny about not getting to that email?
I didn't laugh, but it was a couple weeks ago,
Okay.
and I have yet to answer all of my emails.
I understand. All right.
Wait, this is it?
Okay. We are done, thank you.
Okay.
The time is 5:24 p.m. We are going off the record. This will conclude today's video recorded testimony. There are 4 media units total for this deposition.